Good day, ladies and gentlemen of the Altcoin Buzz Army. This is Mattie here, and we've got some pretty good news to share with you today. And we're beginning on facebook.com/business/news. I wonder why. So you've probably heard about this by now, but here we have updates to our prohibited financial products and services policy. So major policy reversal on the part of Facebook that came out last night. We're reading this here by Rob Leathern, Product Management Director. So he says, in January, we announced a new policy to, quote, prohibit ads that promote financial products and services that are frequently associated with misleading or deceptive promotional practices, such as binary options, initial coin offerings, and cryptocurrency. At the time, we also made clear that, quote, this policy is intentionally broad while we work to better detect deceptive and misleading advertising practices. We will revisit this policy and how we enforce it as our signals improve, end quote. Okay, so basically the crux of it is that Facebook is partially reversing their policy to ban cryptocurrency ads. Now, it's major news. I kind of have my own take on it, but let's go through some of the main stories first before we get into the editorializing. And we're beginning here, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io. In this case, with an article by Christopher. So Facebook eases ban on cryptocurrency ads. So Christopher writes, it has emerged that Facebook, the media giant, has reconsidered its stance on cryptocurrency ads and once again allows them. However, it still prohibits binary options and ICO ads. Okay, so here's really the gist of it, right? Like, it's not a full reversal of their previous policy. You're still going to have ICO ads, for example, that are forbidden, and anything that's relating to binary options. So they decided to basically implement this policy of banning cryptocurrency altogether back in January, claiming that they are, quote, frequently associated with misleading or deceptive promotional practices, as we've just read. So now what they've put out just yesterday, actually, on June 26th, is a set of guidelines for crypto-related ads. So they're asking us to please fill out the following information, as it will help us to determine if you're eligible to advertise cryptocurrency and related products and services on Facebook family apps and services. So let's take a look at what these are specifically. Cryptocurrency products and services onboarding request. So reading down a little bit further here, this is the information that they're requesting. Eligibility may be subject to such conditions and restrictions as Facebook may decide. Advertising must comply fully with all applicable terms and policies, including the Facebook advertising policies. Facebook may review and reject ads in its sole discretion. So you have all kinds of information here if you're looking to promote a particular ad that's related to cryptocurrency. So number one, why are you applying? I wish to advertise the following on Facebook family apps and services: cryptocurrency products and services, education on cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency industry news, or other content. And then you got a link to your particular account, your Facebook account and its ID. You need to provide the website and domain and related business information, all kinds of other stuff. Do you currently hold any required licenses? You can attach all kinds of different files here. So anything that's pertinent to your business or to your application per se, you can attach here. Please provide the following information about your business, so address, everything. It seems like they're doing their due diligence. For any of you out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army, perhaps you've advertised in another capacity on Facebook, maybe another business or something, online marketing. Maybe you've been involved in the Facebook ad space. I'd be really curious to know your experience and how it contrasts against these requirements, because they seem pretty extensive. So they're asking for as many attachments as possible. And number 5, please provide a brief general description of the products, services, or other cryptocurrency related content you intend to promote. And then by clicking submit, you agree to Facebook cryptocurrency ads addendum. And then you can please see here for the Facebook cryptocurrency ads addendum, which really spells out all the details. And it's a little bit lengthy. We're not going to go through that right now, but we'll link to this in the description. So if you want to take a look at this, you're free to do so. And I'm going to close this off. I don't want to get incoming messages as I record my video. Not professional. So going back to Christopher's article here, that kind of spells it out for us. We have a sense of what's happening now. And those, as he writes, who wish to advertise on Facebook must first submit that application that we just discussed. We went over the requirements of the page. And all kinds of questions, which include providing information about your business and whether, quote, you currently hold any required licenses or regulatory certification. So it seems like, at least at face value or on the surface, they're trying to make sure that this is done by the book. They're really trying to make sure that this is done legitimately, and which hopefully means they're not going to have any swindlers bypass this system. And I think to a certain extent, I somewhat agree with what they're deciding to do as far as ICOs. I think ICOs are, Altcoin Buzz, we do our due diligence. We tend to bring you the best as far as ICO projects, but we hardly cover them all. And there are many ICOs out there, many fundraising campaigns that are run, unfortunately, by unscrupulous individuals. So ICOs still remain kind of that shady area of the cryptocurrency world. And so I'm not exactly opposed to them still banning the ICO ads. So you will also be asked to answer if your company is traded on any public stock exchanges. If the answer is positive, you will then be asked for more details. And Facebook, as we just discussed, will continue its ban on ads tied to the binary options and initial coin offerings, ICOs. So just skipping ahead, it's noteworthy that Facebook has been focusing on cryptocurrencies and blockchain a lot lately, and is even allegedly considering its own cryptocurrency, while David Marcus, the long-standing head of the Messenger app, is currently exploring how blockchain can improve Facebook. That's what I find a little bit odd, because basically Facebook came out and issued this ban at, or perhaps just after the height of the frenzy and the cryptocurrency craze of January 2018, right? So we were just coming back off the high of the all-time high hysteria, more or less, and fervor. So what you had then was Facebook that was deciding that, okay, we're not going to facilitate any kind of ads. There's going to be a policy against it, in fact, but we're still pretty much into cryptocurrency. And then you had Marky Mark, Mr. Zuckerberg, come out and said, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead. My resolution is to really look into how blockchain can help the digital space and can help our online presence as an organization. And there were all these rumors about how Facebook itself may even be creating its own token or coin, or I don't know. The details are kind of scarce. But that was the rumor, that Facebook would effectively go in and create their own product in one form or another. So we'll see about that. Maybe they've gotten that done behind the scenes already. It's hard to say. But here you have an article by Fortune, and we're just going to go over some of the peripheral media right now. So Facebook is reversing its ban on cryptocurrency ads, but there's a catch. The only real catch being the fact that you still can't promote or advertise binary options or ICOs. So back in January, Facebook announced a ban on cryptocurrency, a move that was soon echoed by Google. And now Facebook is partially reversing the ban. Just want to highlight this quote by the management director, Rob Leathern. So we read his statement earlier. So he said in a Tuesday blog post, advertisers will need to be vetted first. So quote, relating to that, advertisers wanting to run ads for cryptocurrency products and services must submit an application to help us assess their eligibility, including any licenses they have obtained, whether they are traded on public stock exchanges, and other relevant public background on their business. Given these restrictions, not everyone who wants to advertise will be able to do so, he wrote. So this seems to be their way of controlling the legitimacy of those individuals involved in the advertising space. You can read more about that here on TechCrunch. Facebook reverses its crypto ad ban. Everybody's covering this. Obviously, it is very big news. Again, I just find it a little bit odd for them to take this 6-month hiatus while they basically, as rumor would suggest, as they basically begin developing their own blockchain solutions, their own coin perhaps, and then come back once they've had that head start and re-allowed this particular policy. If things were that... back in January, if things were so lawless and illegitimate back then, what exactly has changed? I mean, is it just their opinion? Do they have a better sense of the space and realize that there are a lot of good businesses, a lot of good organizations operating in the space? Is that the only change? Would be curious to know your thoughts about this particular issue, guys. So Facebook on CNBC is reversing its ban on cryptocurrency ads. Facebook is reversing its ban on these ads, though advertisers will still have to be pre-approved and initial coin offerings will still be banned. Interested advertisers have to fill out an application that includes licensing information and whether their cryptocurrency is publicly traded. So we've been over all that, guys. I just want to make sure that you have all the details here at your disposal. It's an interesting policy shift, and I'd be very, very keen to know your thoughts about it. I'm not suggesting anything hypocritical, but there is, I don't know, there's a little bit of that smell that I'm detecting, and I think it remains to be seen what their ultimate strategy is here. I think they've just given themselves a few months to kind of brace themselves, to get behind crypto, to get behind blockchain with a more strategic position. And we'll see what they do moving forward. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I just think it's a little bit suspicious. That's all. That's my take. In other news, guys, we did touch on this. I told you that I was going to come back to it again today. Just briefly, I wanted to highlight it. It's not the leading news story by any means, but Hydro-Quebec to start bidding war for power allocation to crypto mining companies. Quick article by Garrett. So recently, we covered the fact that there was this story about a utility company in the province of Quebec called Hydro-Quebec, which is seeking the guidance of Quebec's energy regulator, Régie de l'Énergie. Hydro-Quebec was inquiring about how to deal with unprecedented power demand from crypto mining companies. More details are now available about Hydro-Quebec's plan to keep costs low and satisfy the demand of the rapidly expanding crypto mining industry. A lot of demand by crypto miners in this space, guys. So basically the update here, the proposal to Régie de l'Énergie is requesting a 500 megawatt allocation, a 380 megawatt increase from their current allocation of 120 megawatts. So this 500 megawatt allocation, if granted by the Régie de l'Énergie, would be distributed via a bidding process, and the process would start at 1 Canadian cent per kilowatt hour. So, quote, the goal of this process is to both maximize economic spin-offs for Quebec and revenue for Hydro-Quebec. In turn, pushing electricity rates down for customers, writes the Canadian news network Newswire. I think that's a step up from what we had last time when they were intentionally overcharging crypto customers by as much as 300% of the regular fees. But in case you need to be brought up to speed, this is the original article published by Garrett when this story first broke. So that's from June 20th. We're going to link to that in the description. You can check it out. You can read about this on Hydro-Quebec's website. So blockchain industry in Quebec, a special framework for particular customers, those being the miners that are expressing all kinds of interest in this space. And here you have on newswire.ca where that quote came from. The blockchain industry in Quebec, Hydro-Quebec proposes a selection process to the Régie de l'Énergie. So pretty interesting development in my neck of the woods. It seems like a bidding process could be a fair way to do it. It's more fair than overcharging customers by 3 times the amount, that's for sure. But let us know your thoughts, guys. If you're Québécois like me and you want to weigh in on this issue, do leave a comment below. There are a bunch of other news stories today, guys, but that Facebook basically revival of their ad policy or partial revival, whatever you want to call it, was far and away the most important. So these other ones we're going to have to get to at a different time. But do check out altcoinbuzz.io. As always, there's more news than can be covered reasonably on a daily basis lately. So do check out those other stories on altcoinbuzz.io. And to keep up to pace with the latest news, follow Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. Make sure, guys, if you like this video, then do leave us a like, leave us a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel because you're going to be notified to our new content, which comes out every day, multiple times per day. So with that, guys, everybody out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army, I wish you a good day. Happy trading. We'll see you again soon with a new video. Take care.